Hey, and my name is Josh Bander, and welcome to the first ever hashtag IBMI Everywhere podcast, a podcast to promote the IBMI. As a brief background, this began as a series on LinkedIn called hashtag IBMI Everywhere, where I take pictures of items from around the house of from companies that run IBMI. And the ultimate goal of that series is just to promote the platform. And what we're doing today is going to expand on that and starting a podcast just to interview people like Ted and many others from around the IBMI community to share stories or why they love the platform so much. The structure is pretty simple. It's just 5 to 10 minutes, nothing, not too long, not too short. And what we're going to do is that Ted and our other guests will just share a brief background of themselves and then share a story or why they love the platform so much. And with that, without further ado, I'd like to introduce my good friend, Ted Macksum of Hatco.
Thanks, Josh. Appreciate being the first guest on the hashtag IBMI Everywhere. Been following you for a few years now, and I love what you do in promoting the platform. We'd like to get young people into this, so appreciate all your hard work on this, because in my opinion, this is the best platform in the world. As Josh said, my name is Ted Macksum. I'm the Vice President of IT at a company called Hatco Corporation. We make industrial food equipment. Our main factory is in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. Our headquarters where I'm located is Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been with the company for 21 years. In the last 3 years, kind of all during COVID, we've never done this before, but we made acquisitions. We made 3 acquisitions. So it's been a challenge on integrating them into our custom ERP system that we have that solely runs on the IBMI, which I'll get into in a little bit here. And we also have a operation over in China and India. So the IBMI is supporting all of our entities, across the world, and everything kind of backhauls to Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin. And so that's kind of the background on Hatco Corporation and my journey. When I joined 21 years ago, I was brought in as a Java programmer, web developer, to kind of get Hatco to the modern world. And so that journey has kind of come full circle. Back in April of this year, we retired our a legacy ERP system called BPIX. We now fully run off of IBM's. We also migrated off of WebSphere. We're running WebSphere 8.5 for probably the last 20 years. Wow. This year we migrated over to Integrated Application Server, which is the new vision and future for IBM. It was a pretty smooth transition, but I'm happy to report we fully run off of web browsers, and no longer, besides IT people, no one else can sign on to the IBMI. So our security has gone tenfold. I feel very, very good and powerful. You know, our security is very powerful for our environment. So I don't, being the head of IT, I don't worry about my ERP system or the IBMI at all anymore. I have to worry about the Microsoft and the HP servers and all that stuff. So I feel very, very good about our ERP system. It's been a long journey, but I don't know, Josh, do you want me to continue to kind of get into some of the things?
Yeah, that'd be great. I think for the community, they would love to hear what you're doing, especially the open source.
Yeah, so when I was hired 21 years ago, SQL was very in its young infancy then, and I've kind of developed and taught all the people on my team, and we have a staff of 7 developers now, and we write exclusively SQL now. We're heavy into SQL, store procedures, triggers, all the latest SQL things that IBM has been pushing for the last few years. Now, with that said, we do still have some legacy stuff out there that we've chosen not to rewrite, or we've integrated with the web by putting on store procedure front ends that call back end store procedures, and just written all HTML to make this work, to integrate with the users and stuff like that. But we're also learning some new tricks. Like I have all my development team is probably 42 and younger, and I have a couple people that are in my 20s. I no longer need the RPG skills. Everything can be written in Java, open source, SQL, and it's very easy to hire talented people, and they want to come work in these type of environments. So I guess my message there is to the people out there that are running some of these legacy things, you can make this happen and bring in college, young, talented people that may not be familiar with RPG and, make the transition to this open source. It works. It runs extremely well. In most cases, I'm seeing, probably 15%, 20% in performance improvements running SQL over some of the standard RPG stuff that we've rewritten. So
That's
very
amazing.
exciting stuff. It is a long journey, but I will throw this out to anyone out there that's listening to this. If you want to reach out to me, Josh has my contact information. I'm happy to talk about my journey. I can cut off a lot of the time to the development time and the infrastructure things that we've already learned to help you get there. It's a fun journey. It can be frustrating at times, but the other thing I want to talk about is I kind of have a hybrid environment right now. I have one RPG programmer that's left. She's been with the company same amount of time as 21 years as myself. I've taught her and she's learned SQL.
Wow.
So she focuses on writing SQL, but we a lot of times will write CLs that can call Java programs. And so I have all my new developers that sometimes write CLs that call the Java in certain instances of their backend processes and stuff like that. So I guess my big message is you can run a hybrid environment with very little knowledge about RPG, CLs, and things like that. And it's kind of vice versa, is if you have strong RPG skills, you can teach them to do SQL, write all that backend stuff, put a front end store procedure on things, and your developers can talk to each other very easily. So yeah, it's like I said, it's been a long journey, but I just feel like we're in a really, really good position. And I think I want people to know that the IBMI now for us, all it's using is the processing power to do our day in and day out jobs. I manage it myself. We don't have an outside company. It's very easy for me to manage. And a lot of the platform is self-correcting, and I have to do indexes and things like that. I do my own PTFs, but it's for one person the size of our company to manage this. It's other environments, Intel, whatever you want to say, those take teams of people to manage, and I'm doing it by myself.
That's
So
amazing.
yeah, so I'm open to other things, Josh. I mean, I just kind of
I think you share is an amazing story, and I hope that people reach out to Ted to be able to ask more questions, to be able to learn about your full journey, how you got here, as this is perhaps what the way of the world should be going with IBMI is. And to your point, this is what Ted is able to do, and hope that everyone else can do that as well. Well, I really appreciate your time, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And hope if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. And if you want to be a guest, look at my contact information that's coming up real soon, and talk to you soon. Thanks so much.